Gen V is a pretty weird show, and the spin-off series has confirmed that the Boys franchise has one very specific unhealthy obsession. Let me know in the comment section if you think Gen V has already topped the Boys for grossness. But before I start wondering why there's rain in the air but only in the spot I'm standing in,
I want.
Wait, that's not rain!
ew. I'd like to say hello guys and gals, I'm Nick, and welcome to 30's Feedback. So, many aspects of the Boys franchise are designed to shock audiences, with profanity, sexual content, and hyper-gory violence being prevalent throughout all 3 seasons of The Boys, as well as its 2 spin-off shows. This R-rated content has turned The Boys into a show that constantly tests the line of what is acceptable, with most of the show's water cooler moments having to do with gross scenes rather than story beats. However, Gen V has seriously doubled down on one strange aspect of The Boys. Gen V looks at the world of The Boys from a new angle, with the series this time focusing on a vault-run college for supes known as Godolphin University. The series follows Marie Moreau, a young bloodbender who gets the opportunity to attend a prestigious university. Upon arriving, however, Marie gets pulled into the sex and drug-fueled world of Godolphin, with Gen V using the college setting as an excuse to show off all kinds of R-rated superhero shenanigans. The Boys has always had an obsession with male genitalia, but Gen V has somehow managed to make this trend much worse. Penises are ever present throughout The Boys, with many episodes of the show seeming like nothing more than an excuse to show off as much gratuitous male nudity as possible. These moments are often hilarious, but 2 penis-centric moments in The Boys really stand out. The love sausage fight and termite season 3 sex scene are 2 of the most iconic moments in The Boys, as they mix superpowers with sex. Initially, mixing powers and penises seemed like something The Boys sparingly sprinkled throughout the series. While these superpowered penis moments were few and far between, Gen V has made them much more common. The very first episode of Gen V features an odd scene in which Emma shrinks down and hangs off the end of a college student's penis. The scale of the scene means that most of the frame is taken up by the guy's genitals, with it being even wider than the boy scenes that came before it. Episode 4 doubled down on this, with it featuring a scene in which Marie uses her powers to inflate a psychic's penis by rushing blood into it until it explodes. Yep, I felt a tingle. While The Boys and Gen V feature scenes that are more shocking than almost anything that has been seen on television, the spin-off show is proving that the franchise still hasn't found its grossness ceiling. Initially, Love Sausage was the grossest thing in The Boys, but almost nobody talked about him after Termite Season 3 scene dropped. Now, Gen V has already featured 2 scenes that outdo anything from The Boys, with the series constantly raising the stakes of how nasty its superpowered penis scenes can be. Besides just sexual content, the constant use of gore and various fluids makes the Boys franchise even grosser. The fact that Gen V is still outdoing itself in the 5th overall season of the Boys franchise shows that the writers are nowhere near giving up, as they are constantly finding the line and crossing it. Every season the Boys has been worse than what came before, with the grossness always getting turned up a notch. Now that The Boys is an established franchise, the writers don't have to worry about scaring off fans, meaning that they can still elevate the level of grossness whenever the chance is given. It seems likely that The Boys Season 4 or Gen V Season 2 will also outdo what came before. before. While the nudity in The Boys is notable for how weird it is, the franchise is actually flipping a TV nudity trend. For the longest time, TV nudity has been mostly female-centric, with many shows showing off female nudity while refraining from showing male nudity. The Boys and Gen V are taking this trend in the opposite direction. While female nudity is still present, male nudity is at the forefront of many of The Boys franchise's most iconic scenes, with it far outweighing female nudity. This has been the subject of a lot of conversation surrounding the show's impact, with The Boys and Gen V's nudity trend possibly changing everything.